Please like, share, and follow, okay? Hello, everyone. Tonight feels strange, doesn't it? Have you ever sat in a quiet place and felt like something was watching you? I'm feeling that right now. Goosebumps all over. But don't worry, because tonight, I've got a story to tell, a chilling, mysterious tale that sometimes makes me glance over my shoulder. It's called Die Whole. How does that title make you feel? Does it give you the shivers? This isn't just your average ghost story. It's a puzzle no one has ever solved. So, are you ready? Let's dive in together. But fair warning, if you get scared, don't blame me. This story takes place in a small village called Silent Creek. The name says it all, quiet. Tucked deep in a valley, surrounded by endless forests. Towering trees with thick leaves block out the sky, letting barely any sunlight touch the ground. The wind is icy, carrying whispers of rustling leaves that sound like someone's murmuring, or sometimes, a faint sob. The villagers live simply. They wake at dawn to farm, return home at dusk, and gather around to eat and chat. Kids play in front of houses, adults huddle by fires to keep warm. On starry nights, they sit silently, gazing at the sky. But despite this peaceful life, there's one ironclad rule everyone knows: never leave your house at night. Why, you ask? I'll get to that, but let me warn you, it's not just superstition. Long ago, before Silent Creek was even a village, the land was a vast plain. A group of people, nearly 100 men, women, and children, fled from war, hoping to start anew. They built bamboo houses, planted rice, and dug streams for water. Everything seemed perfect. Until one night, someone died. Strangely, without reason. His name was Kunfin, the group's leader. He went to bed healthy, but by morning, he was still lifeless. No wounds, no signs of struggle. He just didn't wake up. The settlers were shaken. They thought maybe he was overworked. But days later, another death. This time, it was May Cam, a young mother who'd just given birth. She, too, died in her sleep, clutching her baby's blanket tightly. Then it kept happening. Every few days, someone would die, no cause, no explanation. The villagers started calling it Die Whole, a term that sends chills down your spine. It wasn't just death, it felt like something invisible was stealing their lives. Some whispered of a forest spirit's curse. Others said the land itself was tainted. They searched for answers. An herbalist named Uncle Bear declared, "I'll go into the forest. There's something hidden there." That night, he ventured out alone with a lantern. The villagers waited all night, but he never returned. At dawn, they found his lantern under a massive tamarind tree, surrounded by footprints circling endlessly. Uncle Bear was gone. No one knew what happened. Fear gripped the group. They held grand rituals, built shrines, and offered sacrifices to appease whatever it was. But the more they tried, the more people died. Eventually, the entire group vanished. Some say they fled. Others believe they all died, their spirits now wandering the forest, waiting for newcomers. And that's the origin of the legend of Die Hole, a tale passed down through generations, until Silent Creek was built. Back to the present. Silent Creek is calm, but it's not the peaceful kind of quiet. It's the silence before a storm. Everyone knows something lurks in the forest, hiding in the shadows. They live cautiously, locking doors tightly at night. Children are taught to fear the dark. Adults tell chilling stories. If you hear strange noises, never open the door. But no matter how careful they are, some don't believe. And that's where our story begins, with Saipin. Saipin was a beautiful young woman. Pale as banana pith, with long, flowing hair and sharp, striking eyes. She was the daughter of Grandpa Small and Grandma Moon. Grandpa Small was a quiet, kind blacksmith who crafted knives and hoes. Grandma Moon was a talented cook, famous for her fragrant sticky rice. Saipin grew up in a warm family, always cheerful, singing and dancing. But as she got older, she changed. She became secretive, wandering off alone. Some days, she'd disappear for hours, returning with a cryptic smile. When asked where she'd been, she'd say, "Just walking." But her favorite spots weren't ordinary. She loved sitting by the creek behind the village or venturing deep into the forest, too deep, despite warnings. The villagers tried to caution her. Aunt Red, their neighbor, said, "Saipin, don't wander at night. It's dangerous." Uncle Gold, the storyteller, warned, "The forest at night isn't like the day. Something hides there." But Saipin just laughed softly. "I'm not afraid," she'd say. "What can a ghost do to me?" Imagine a girl scoffing at such warnings, admirable for her bravery, but terrifying too. She didn't realize her words were tempting something waiting in the dark. Then came the night everything changed. It was a moonless night, the sky pitch black, no stars, no light. The village was silent, save for the crickets and the whispering wind. At midnight, Saipin slipped out of her house, wearing a green sarong and a white shawl. Aunt Line, who couldn't sleep, saw her pass by. "Saipin, where are you going?" she shouted. But Saipin didn't turn back. She walked straight toward the forest, her figure swallowed by the darkness. Aunt Line wanted to follow, but her legs trembled. "I felt a chill," she later said. Like something was following her. By morning, it was as everyone feared, Saipin was gone. Vanished without a trace. No footprints, no clues. Like she'd dissolved into the air. The village erupted in panic. Grandpa Small and Grandma Moon wept, "Where's our daughter?" Grandpa Small grabbed a freshly forged knife, vowing, "I'll find her myself." Grandma Moon fainted from grief. Some villagers formed a search party, led by Uncle Gold. "We need to check the forest," he said. They followed Saipin's path, carrying lanterns, into the eerily quiet woods. The air grew colder, the birds silent. Every so often, they heard leaves crunch, as if someone was nearby, but no one was there. They reached the great tamarind tree, its thick branches blotting out the sky, its roots twisting like snakes. Uncle Gold froze and pointed. "What is that?" Everyone looked and gasped. Footprints circled the tree, deep and heavy, as if made by someone impossibly large. No tracks led in or out, just endless circles. And in the center lay Saipin's white shawl. Uncle Sam, a cowherd, trembled. "This isn't human." Aunt Lamai wept. "Where's Saipin? What happened to her?" Grandpa Light, a retired hunter, said nothing, staring at the prints. Then, softly, he whispered, "It's begun."